Hello, everyone. It's Miss Kim. We're going to do a cook and chat today. And I want to make sure that you guys can see because I'm using my phone today. And I want you to be able to see what I'm doing. And hopefully I'll be able to see you guys on another screen because this phone screen is pretty small. And that's why I normally don't like doing the live streams using StreamYard or any of the other platforms. But we're going to get going today. I'm going to get it out the way. I got some sweet potato pies that I want to make. And I also have some green beans and white potatoes with some smoked neck bones that I want to get out the way as well. And that way I'll be able to leave the oven free. Well, I got macaroni and cheese to do. And then my husband is going to do the turkey and the dressing. And he might do lima beans, but I might get stuck with that. And then he asked me to make the rice to go along with the lima beans. He loves lima beans, so he wanted to do that. Okay? So let me go ahead. I just want to make sure everything is clear so that you guys can see. I hope you can see the table. I'll make sure you can in a moment. As soon as this tablet comes online, and then I'll be able to look at the stream and see what's going on. Okay. But I hope everybody's having a great day. Let me make sure I can see the comments. Okay, that should be good. I'm going to go on YouTube and see what we're looking like. But I got 2 different sweet potato pies. I might do 3 that I'm going to do. Now, one is with some sweet potatoes that I got from a friend that grew her own sweet potatoes. So she gave me those. Here's an example of one. And here's a couple more. So I'm going to show you how I prepare the sweet potatoes before I bake them for my pies. And then I have some that I picked up at the store as well. Okay? So I'm going to do 2 different ones. And we'll see which one ends up turning out the best. Okay, let's see. Alrighty. I'm going to connect to the internet on this tablet. And I'm going to go and see what I'm looking like. And that way I'll be able to make sure that you guys are seeing what I'm looking like. All right, it says I'm live. Let me cut the volume down. Okay. So I got to move it over a little bit so you guys can see. Cut the sound down. Okay. So I think I'm going to move it just a little bit more. Let's see if I can get it to the edge. Do it down a little bit more. And maybe back. There we go. Okay. That's looking better. All right. Hey, I see people are coming in. Let me check on here instead. Nilly Nicole, how are you? Glad you're in. What you gonna do this Thanksgiving, Nilly? You gonna cook? Yeah, you going out? Are you gonna bring a Okay, I do apologize. I am so sorry. I just put my phone on do not disturb because my husband called in and it screwed up the whole stream, as you can see. So, you guys, would you let me know if you can hear me right now by putting in a 1 in the chat? I would appreciate it. Hey, Auntie Mama. Okay, I'm glad you stopped in, Auntie Mama. Thank you for the thumbs up, everybody. I want to make sure I see all of the messages, and we got to get going. It looks like I'm back up. Okay, I got it on do not disturb this time. So, hey, Six Bowls, how you doing, sweetheart? Okay, now I know that you guys can see me again because when my husband called in, it just screwed the whole stream up. So, okay, now I can see you guys on here, and that makes me feel much, much better. You just don't know. Okay, so what I'm gonna do is maybe I can move this up a little bit now. Well, it is what it is. So what I'm doing is I'm gonna start off with the sweet potato pies, and as I was saying earlier, I got some sweet potatoes that a friend of mine harvested, and she, gave me several. So I'm gonna be using those. And then for the second pile, I might do 3 pies. Then I got some that I got from the store. So I'm gonna make sure that I do both, and then we'll see what they taste like. Let's see. Okay, Rico. Good to see you. You had a doctor's appointment. Okay. I am glad that you went in, honey, because I know that your head was hurting you. And it didn't seem like to me you should have to suffer with that throughout Thanksgiving and weekend. So I'm really glad that you're in seeing about yourself. And, just don't leave without an answer and some help. Okay. I am so glad that you did that. Okay, so I'll be, as a matter of fact, I'll pray for you now. Father God, in the name of Jesus, we thank you for the healing that you provided on the cross, Lord Jesus. We thank you that it is a done deal and that we receive your healing right now. Touch the doctors that have anything to do with Rico, the staff, and make sure that they help him in abiding in your word and going along with the healing that you already provided for him, whether it be medication or information. In Jesus' name, amen. Okay, so go ahead and keep the faith, Rico. Keep God's faith that he gave you. And I'll be ready to hear the testimony, okay, when it's all done. Okay, great. It was fine how had it. It was fine how you had it move it back. Okay. Six bowls, and everybody's just talking. Hallelujah, amen. In the mighty, amen. In the mighty, I love it when I got some prayer warriors. So I'm gonna take Six Bowls suggestion, and I'm gonna move it back a little bit. Okay, that should be good. You guys might not be able to see my face all the time, but you know it is what it is, right? Okay. Let's get going. Okay, so I'm gonna start off, and I'm gonna wash these potatoes. These two are quite big. These are quite small. So I think what I'm gonna do is let's see. This is probably enough right here, and this one's looking kind of ratty. So I think I will take these and wash these out. Take my ring off and get going. So I'm gonna wash these, you guys. And it won't take but a minute. And I'm gonna get what I use is the thing that goes in the microwave, so I don't have to look through all of the cabinets for everything. And I'm just gonna rinse these out. What are you guys doing for Thanksgiving? Is anybody cooking? Is, for a whole family gathering? Is anybody cooking something to bring to the home? What's happening? By the way, I'm washing them off with some warm water, and then I'm using my hands to get any kind of dirt off of it. And then I'm going to come behind it, and I got not necessarily a scouring pad, but I got I'll show it to you. Like I cleaned this off yesterday, something like this. And I'm going to make sure that I rub the rough edges out. And I'll be there in a moment. For anybody new that's coming in, I want to thank my moderators for being here so that they can make sure that everybody is welcomed in. All right, so these are good. All right, so I got those. Okay, those are right here. And then the next thing I'm going to do is get my baking pan. Here's my baking pan. Get this out of the way. And then I'm going to get some, doesn't matter really, but I'm going to use, because it's longer, my heavy duty aluminum foil. I have both, but this one is longer. So I'm just going to take a piece and run it across there. And you really don't have to have it if you don't have it, but it makes cleanup easier. So the only thing you really have to clean is maybe just a little bit of grease. And what happens here, you got to hold this if somebody has torn it so it can cut. Or you just do it from the other side, which is what I'm doing. Put it across. That's why I got a little bit extra. All righty. Bear with me. And gotta get my money always. You know, when you're living with people, you put things one place and somebody takes it and it ends up someplace else. Man, I can't stand that. But because my husband and my son cook, like I used to be able to just cook on my own, and you know, the domain was my kitchen. But because nobody was in there cooking but me, so I knew where everything was. But when you have people that are cooking, things get moved around. So put the aluminum foil in the middle. Really, this is the easy part. I'm gonna preheat the oven to 400. Some people do 425. Some people, you know, and cook it for less because they're rushing. And some people do 375 and cook it for more. But I like 400. That seems to work for me. So that's what I'm gonna do. So I'm gonna set it for 400. And we're gonna start. Now, do this. I always make sure, because some people will do it in the family, I always make sure that there's nothing in the oven before you turn it on. Because I'm telling you, I have had some occasions where there were things left in the oven. And I'm like, who left this in the oven? And it's, you know, sometimes it might be food left over and it's smoking. And I'm like, really? Sometimes it might just be a pan in there or something like that that maybe should not, you know, is not oven friendly. So, okay, let's see. Six Bowls says, yes, I paid 39 cents a pound. Can't beat that for sweet potatoes. Ooh, that was good. That was excellent. Let's see. Please share. Are those out of a garden or from the store? Okay, so yeah, the ones that I just washed out, these are out of a garden, a friend of mine's garden. Okay, so there's nothing perfect about them, and you know the ones at the store that you know they try to get the more perfect ones. So those are from the garden, and these I purchased from the store. Matter of fact, I need to get those done too. Let's see. Exactly. I found a bowl in the cook cabinet. Right? Hey, Bud Fowles, how are you? Thanks for coming in. Yes, I have pans in my oven. Because my kitchen too. Yeah, because you know what? The part that's underneath the oven, I have some items that are too large to actually go in there. And the one thing I don't like is right now I have an electric stove. I'm used to cooking on a gas stove, you know, using it. And so that takes some getting used to as well. So I have room to actually put things underneath, but some of the items are larger and they just won't fit. So there we go. Okay, so I'm going to, I already washed these. And just so I won't waste too much time, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this again and I'm going to cut into this bag, and I'm just going to bake them both at the same time. Okay, so let me pick out some nice ones. These are smaller, so got to pick out more. And think I'll do enough just in case I want to do three pies all together. So nobody told me, what are you doing? 6 bowls? Auntie Mama, you guys, you know, the other people that are in, are you guys cooking? for a home full of people? Do you have help cooking? Are you making something and then you're going to take it over to somebody else's home? Are you going out to eat? There's all different kind of ways to celebrate Thanksgiving. And if you don't celebrate Thanksgiving, just celebrating the time off if you have it. I'm just washing these out. And I'm going to use the same process that I did before. Little scrub, little scrub, little scrub. All right. That overdone. Now, you know what? Some people, when they're making their sweet potato pies, they use the sweet potato out of the can. That end up, I don't like that. So, I do it that my way. And I like to bake them. Let's see what we got. Okay. Six Bowls said, this is my first gas stove, and I try not to use it unless I have to because of the gas. I should follow along, but I'll watch. I'm not cooking for anyone but the kids and me. Okay. Hey, Kane, how are you? Thanks for coming in. Thanks for hitting that thumbs up. I appreciate you. Canned sweet potatoes. Shavia Lee. Girl. I didn't want to say that, but girl. Yeah. And then some people actually boil their sweet potatoes. So I'm just gonna stick a couple of holes because I wanted to be able to vent. So I got my trusty fork. Just a couple on top. Now, if I was to do these in the microwave, I would stick it all the way around and put it in a paper towel and wet it. But since I'm baking these, that's fine. Okay. And that's really it. It's real simple to, for this part, to get it prepared. When you're cooking, the thing that's always the toughest, the most challenging is getting the seasonings right. Hold on. Don't you come in here. Now, my cat is just, he think he's slick, y'all. He rolled. I'm going to show y'all what he rolled in here. Because I do not allow him in the kitchen. At all. See? That's what he rolled in here. This ball. Because, see, that's his way of being able to walk in here and get it. You know what? Let me see if I can let y'all see him. Can y'all see him over there? Watch this. You ready? You ready? Get it. Oh, Jesus. No, I'm not playing with you. So now I gotta see, this is what, when I mess with him or anything he has, then I have to go back and wash my hands again. Because I'm one of those people that I don't play when it comes to cleanliness, and bacteria and all that kind of stuff. Okay, so now that's done. Don't you come in this kitchen. I'm telling you right now, JoJo. And if any of you all want to see some funniness, man, check out some of the shorts that I have done with him. I have a playlist, and I think it's called Life of JoJo or JoJo's Easy Life. That's what it is. And I got him on there. I got one I got to make sure I have on the playlist that is about him and what he did to the Christmas tree last year. Okay, so I'm just waiting for the oven to preheat, and then I'm going to stick these in there, and then the next thing I'm going to get started on while those are cooking, because it's going to be on 400 about 50 to 55 minutes. However, because it's an electric stove, I want to watch it. Let's see. He probably comes in there when you, let me tell you, because he's so doggone sneaky, and I know that, sometimes if we're going to be gone for a prolonged period of time, 6 bowls, then what we'll do is we'll have him go into his carrying case. We call it his house. So he goes in his house when he wants to feel, there we go, some safety, or if we, you know, say like we got somebody coming in to do some work, and then we'll have to say, go in your house, and he'll go in there. So, and I don't trust him. And so I look around. I'm used to having a home where the kitchen had a door on it. And this time, and on this particular level, it does not. So we have a certain threshold that he is not supposed to cross. And he knows what that is. So he stands there and he just looks. And he looks in the kitchen. But we know. Because when I was growing up, I had a cat. Y'all, my cat, my mother had him trained so well because he would not cross that threshold. We had a door on the kitchen though, but you know, the threshold that you walk over, he would not cross it, and he would sit there and just sit there. And then sometimes he would put his paw over the threshold, you know, just to test. And my mother must have had, it's true, eyes in the back of her head, because she would say, like that. And then he would put it back. It was so funny. He would do like that, and he would put it back. Let me put these in the oven. Oh, boy. And then I'm going to set a timer. What I was going to say is, because it's an electric stove, and I'm not really good with electric, I'm better with gas. I'm going to check it out before the 50 to 55 minutes, what I would normally put it on, is up. And then, so I'm going to put the timer on, let's see. I think I'm going to put it on 40. Okay, let's see. Okay. So that's that. All right. So now I got to get the, let's see. A cat can survive outside without you. I never trusted an animal that doesn't need me. Oh, boy. So now let me get the neck bone. I'm doing the smoked neck bone. Okay, now, I don't like this at all. Do you guys know that when I talked about it earlier, now I know I put the neck bones down last night, and now I don't see them, so now I'm going to get mad. No reason to, though. It's not going to change things. But somebody has moved them. So I know you hear me frantically going through the refrigerator. You know. Boy. I can't wait to talk to somebody when they get home. So now I'm going to look in the freezer. Okay, let's see what's in this freezer. Okay, these are ham hocks. Those should have been down. And here are my neck bones. I knew it. Frozen. Frozen. Ah, these are my frozen neck bones, okay? Where they was in the refrigerator, and they have been placed in the freezer. Boy. All right, so not going to be able to do that the way I wanted to. Let's see what else I can work on. I can start working on the macaroni and cheese. Let's see. Okay, not missing anything. So I'm like, I wonder, do you all have any people in your house that do that? I can't stand that. I literally cannot stand that. Let me lift this up. Oh, boy. No. So, let me just calm down. Woosah. Woosah. How did she say it on A Different World? Relax, relate, release. That's what I'm going to do. All right. Let me check on, let's see. What else did I have on the list to make? All right, let's see. Let's see. All right, so I got that. I'm gonna put these neck bones in some cold water, and we'll see how that does. Oh boy. Just get a container. All right, put them in here. Because I still gotta clean them. But this shouldn't take too long. So I won't be able, I wanted to spend that time doing the live. Okay, so we'll let those sit. I already got the pot ready for it. Okay. So at least that's ready. And now I gotta wait on the baked potatoes. So let me see what everybody else is doing. Green beans, white potatoes with some smoked neck bones. That's what that's going to be. Okay, so here's the deal. I want it to be a pleasant day. I'm setting my thermostat for a pleasant day, but I really don't like that that's going to throw me back on my time. And I really wanted to be able to do the live. So, things happen in your life where you really wanted to do something and you end up not being able to do it. So what are you going to do? Be frustrated the whole time? That's what I'm trying to get myself to come, out of right now. Because I'm frustrated because I ask the people in my family all the time, don't just assume that I want something someplace. Ask me if you think that I might have made a mistake or forgotten something, but don't just move things because now that's causing me trouble. So I think what I'm going to work on, and then my husband, see, I can't work on the macaroni and cheese because I don't have enough cheese. I only have 1 pound of sharp cheddar, and I need more than that. And that's because somebody went into the other cheese that I had that I was going to mix with it. So, of course, nobody, I didn't know. Okay. So I told you guys I was preparing for Thanksgiving. Y'all just don't care. You're just being greedy. So I'm waiting on the cheese, and I don't want to boil the pasta too soon. So I'm just, because I want it to be hot. So I'm not going to be able to do that either. So I'm just going to cool it. And I think what I will do to spend my time, I'm glad you're enjoying it. You know what, Six Bowls, you can come up if you want to. That's a conversation, but I understand if you can't. Woosah. So what I could do is just think about the menu and put everything out and in its place that's going to be used for it so it can be prepared. So now I'm going to make a pineapple upside down cake. And the way I do that is that if you want to do it half traditional, half, easy, the way I do it is instead of mixing up the ingredients myself, what I'll do is I'll purchase, and I like Duncan Hines, like a pineapple cake. I'll purchase that, and then I'll have some crushed pineapple as well as some pineapple slices. And the way I do with the cake, though, is I have an old-fashioned, I guess I could show it to you unless somebody's moved that. Let me see if I can find it. Oh, okay. Baby sleeping. Gotcha. Understand. That's most important. Okay. So what I do, and I got this recipe from my grandma. Let me see if I can get it. Okay. This is not the one that I'm going to use, but it's similar to it. The one that I want to use. I don't see it right now. But I have a cast iron skillet, and it's a little shorter than this one. Maybe it comes to maybe about like right here. And I start off with taking the cast iron skillet, and I make sure, you know, if there's any rust in it, that, you know, that's taken care of. And then I take some butter, and I put some butter in the bottom of the skillet. And then after that, I immediately throw some brown sugar. I like the deepest, darkest brown sugar that I can find. And I pour that in there. And then once it's done, in other words, when you're stirring it and you get the butter mixed in with the brown sugar really well, then you take it off of the eye or on the top of the stove, and then you can take a spoon and you can start to mashing it down. And you want to mash it where it's completely on the bottom, and maybe have about this amount, you know, in the skillet. Okay. And then you're going to see some butter pooling on the top. So you have it like that. Okay. Once that's done, you take your cake batter that you already, forgot. So then I take my pineapples. I take my pineapple slices and I fit those in there. 1, 2, 3. And that one is a little bit wider at the bottom. So I think I put, let me see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 around the circle. And then I put 1 in the middle. Okay, and it fits perfectly in that pan. And then I get my maraschino cherries. Okay, a little small container of jar of maraschino cherries. And if they're cut, fine. If they're not, you just cut them down the middle. And then what you want to do is you want to place the round part down and the flat part of the cut cherry up. So then you put those in the middle of each slice of pineapple. Okay, so then you'll be using 7. And if you want to, sometimes, you know, because you don't use cherries for anything else, and go ahead and put more in the circle. You know, it can be what you want. You know, this is something that's homemade. Okay, so you have that. Now, when you make the cake batter, I take the crushed pineapple and the juice from the pineapple can. Okay, I don't use, like if they call for water instead of that, I will use that. So I'll take the juice from the can and I'll use that as the amount of water that you should use in the recipe. And then I'll pour that in, and then I'll take some of the crushed pineapple and I'll mix that in really good into the cake. Okay. After that, I carefully pour the entire contents, you know, of the batter into the pan. Or in this case, the skillet, the cast iron skillet. Let's see. Did I miss anything? You know what? What I do is I take the butter, and when I have the stick of butter, before I use the butter to with the brown sugar, so I'll have that in there, but I'll have that to the side so it can get to room temperature. And then before I put the cake batter in, I'll just take it and I'll just run it around the side. Okay, just for kicks. And that makes it a little easier to come out too. And it makes the sides a little browner. So I've already poured the batter in, okay? And then I put it in the oven just like that. Okay? And I think I put it in there for about 350, maybe for about 40 minutes. But you know, you watch it because ovens vary. Right? Then if you have other things in the oven, that makes it vary too. You might have to cook it longer. So it's a little bit of experimentation. Once you get it, you got it for good, and you know how to play with the timing, how to play with the temperature, and things of that nature. Okay, and so then when I take the reason that I know when it's done, just like they always tell you, I take a toothpick. If you don't have a toothpick, you can take a butter knife and you just stick it down into the middle of the cake. And if it comes back out dry, it's done. Okay? It doesn't have to be completely dry, but you don't want it to have any wetness on it of the batter. Then it's got to stay in. You take that out, it's ready. Then you take it out. If you have a wire mesh, you can fit the finished product on like this, without the top, of course. And then you can do that and it'll cool off faster because it dissipates the heat. Right? If you just have it sitting on the stove or sitting on the table somewhere, then it's not going to dissipate as quickly. Once it's done and you're ready to take it out, you can let it sit there as long as you want. It doesn't matter. And then what I do is I take a plate. Let me just give you an example. So I would take a plate, any dinner plate, stick it on top, and then you hold it like that, both thumbs, and then real quick. Don't take your time doing it like this and all of that. Do it real quick. And then, I may do a video on it. And then you don't just try to snatch it off because the cake still might be in it. Then you just slowly kind of jive it. And then one side might come loose first. Then you go to the other side and you come out and then you'll have your cake. And I'm telling you, that brown sugar will be on top of it with the cherries and everything. And the brown sugar will go along the side too. It'll look so good. So hopefully I'll be able to do a video on that as well. Let's see what's going on in the chat. Yes, I'm listening, but I don't like anything with coconuts in it. Coconuts? I don't put any coconut in my pineapple upside down cake. So is that what you're used to? People putting coconut in it? That's not something I do. Hey, TV. How you doing, baby? You got your diamond painting yet? Okay, I'm ready to work with you. I'm ready to work with you because this week it's going to be all about football, and my son's going to be going out of town the day after Thanksgiving. So I'm just going to be doing whatever. And it'll probably be diamond painting. Let's see. Those pens are the best. Mm-hmm. Yes, they are. Good. Then we have to connect with each other so that we can know when we can do it live together. That'll be cool. Sounds good. So what I'm doing is I have some sweet potatoes baking in the oven. I have both the sweet potatoes I got from a friend's garden harvest, and I have some that I purchased from the store. So I'm going to make 2 or 3 pies with them. One of them is going to be specifically with my friend's potatoes, sweet potatoes, and the other one will be the ones that I purchased, and then we'll see how they go. Now, what I was getting ready to do, and I got mad about it before you came in, and I'm feeling better now, but I won't be able to do it unless they're almost. It's going to take a while. But I'm going to make some green beans and white potatoes with some smoked neck bones. And I had the neck bones down yesterday in the refrigerator. Lo and behold, somebody moved them up into the freezer. So I was just like, really? Really? And so I got those in cold water trying to thaw those out, because everybody knows that when you're cooking something with some kind of smoked meat in it, you want to get those on first so you can get those tender. And you know, all the seasoning from the salt from that will go out into the water. So I'm gonna take my time and let those thaw, and then I'm gonna put them in the pot, and then we'll go from there. I may not thaw them all the way, but you know, I want to make sure that they're cooked well. And I just got upset because I'm like, why do people move things without asking you, hey, you got these in the refrigerator. Do you want them in the freezer? No, they just assume that it goes in the freezer. Let's see. Okay, Teasy. I have a Christmas diamond painting. Oh, 6 bowls. Well, maybe you might want to come on and do it because I'm going to be doing it. I'm telling you the truth. And it'd be fun if I had some people to come on and do it with me. Because, like, what I do is I had been pushing. Like, Mona, come on. Because Mona said she was going to do the diamond painting. And so she's going to do it live. And I was like, okay, I'm ready. But, you know, she had her own things that she was doing. So I just finally started going on live. And she said, I saw you, Miss Kim. I saw you going live. You said you wasn't waiting. And I said, no, I just had to go on. So then she said, okay, I'm going to do it. So then she got her Tuesday diamond painting going. And so I go over there every Tuesday and do the diamond painting. I do it myself too, and I have some music in the background, you know, and everything. But I need more people to be available at the time I'm going to do it to know that I'm doing it. The thing is that I don't have a set schedule. So if you want to do it online live, or if you just want to do it behind the scenes, that's okay with me too. But we got to be able to work the timing out. Okay, because that would be awesome. I would really enjoy that with you, with either of you ladies. I would really enjoy that. Okay. Oh wow, they be putting my ribeye in the freezer. Oh, right. And you want that steak to be thawed. So yes, you cook it because you know meat acts differently. You know, ladies, we all know this. It acts differently from a frozen steak to, you know, a thawed steak to, you know, semi-thawed to a completely thawed steak. It's different. Oh boy. Let's see. Cheesy said, I'm about to make my sweet potato pound. Ooh, pound cake with pecan sauce. Pecan. Which way do you say it? And some people say pa instead of p. So they got, let's see, pecan, and then they have pecan. Which way do you all say it? Let's see, how can you put it in? Okay, so you're going to have to spell it phonetically in the chat so I'll understand. Unless you guys want to come up. I know some of you can't, but you're more than welcome to come up. The link is at the top of the chat if you decide to. So tell me which way you say it. I think, how do I say it? I've heard it so many different ways, I don't even know how to say it anymore. Let me see. What sounds better? Pecan, pecan. I think I like pecan. Let's see. Going to pull my eggs and butters out the fridge. That sounds good, TV. Take a picture of it. If you don't do a video on what it looks like at the end, or you know how you make it, at least take a picture of it and send it to me, girl. Because I might miss it on your community page. But you put it on your community page and see, how could you send it to me from the community page? Oh, you could tag me in it on your community page. That would be awesome. Then everybody will get a chance to see it. We can do live, but you know I'm shy. That girl want me to show all my teeth when she said that. You was waiting on that, weren't you, Teasy? Girl, you sound like somebody that's in office right now. How you form your mouth to say that, Teasy? How you put your fingers together to say that? Okay. Okay, 6 both. Okay, let me take the eggs out. Thanks for reminding me. Okay, Teasy, she said thanks. Okay, P. Okay. Okay, but so the end of it, 6 bowls, do you say con or can? Because I think I'm going to say pecan. Ah, okay. Pecan. Oh, see, we got somebody that says pa. Mm. Yes, I always po. Okay. Yes, I know you laughing. I know you laughing. Shoot. Let me check these. Let me check these neck bones. It's so gray here, y'all. Oh, it's so gray. Now, like you guys, I'm assuming. Let me see. TV, I don't remember where you're from or where you live now. Tell me where you guys live. Yeah, they're not ready. Tell me where you guys live so I know. Because like right now, it's so gray and gloomy here. But you know, that's the way it is. In case you guys didn't remember, I'm in New York. But I'm in between New York City and upstate New York. So it's called Mid-Hudson Valley. So if to give you an idea, JFK Airport and LaGuardia are in the heart of New York in Queens. It takes me about an hour and 45 minutes to get there with moderate traffic. So you got some traffic, you're talking about maybe 2 hours. So I'm about an hour and 45 minutes out. From the Bronx Zoo, I'm about an hour and maybe 15 minutes. So yeah, I could get to the Bronx Zoo in a shorter period of time. Let's see. Okay, Six Bowls says Missouri. Okay, how does it look outside, Six Bowls? Do y'all have some sun? Because it's completely and there's totally gray where I'm at right now. I mean, it's so gray that you can't even see any blue. You don't even know that there's blue sky above it. That's just how deep the clouds are. Let's see. Oh, I thought was in Baltimore. Oh, I thought because I was lurking on your channel video. Oh, okay. I went to Baltimore on a trip one time from up here, and it was dealing with my paparazzi business. We had a conference, and it was in Baltimore. That was in February of this year. So yeah, that's why you saw Baltimore. And as a matter of fact, you guys listen. You guys know that paparazzi has the fashion jewelry, you know, the higher quality fashion jewelry without the nickel and lead that won't affect you, but it's not completely hypoallergenic. Now we have a new line. It's a luxury line, fine, semi-fine, and fine jewelry called Cachet. Look on my shorts and you will see a 1.5-minute video that tells you all about it. It's 18 karat gold overlay and it's rhodium overlay, which is a part of the platinum family. And we know how expensive and sought after platinum is. So very strong, very beautiful. The rhodium looks whiter. Let me get you guys back. Okay, sorry about that. I had an alarm. Now I put the phone on do not disturb, but the alarm still comes through and throws everything out of the way. I think I might want to start using a different phone instead of or maybe have my laptop connected with the webcam or something when I'm doing these live videos like this. And I don't normally do it, so that's why I'm just using my phone. Where was I at? Well, I'll check the chat. Right, I understand. I know that was a typo. Okay, Teasy says North Georgia. It's sunny, but the wind is cold. We're getting cold this weekend. Okay. I used to live in Lawrenceville, Georgia, which is not too far from Atlanta. But North Georgia, anywhere near Nashville, because I used to love to go to Nashville. There was a town in between called Brazelton, Georgia. And I used to enjoy going up there in an area where they had a lot of, I think it was carpet or textile businesses and things of that nature. So, I used to do that. Um, but yeah, I know what was that I used to take to get up there. I can't remember, but I had a friend I went to school with that was from Nashville, so I used to go to Nashville about once a year to visit her. Let's see. Okay, I like 30 minutes from the St. Louis Arch. Oh yeah, it's okay if the wind doesn't blow. That wind is no joke, and it's sunny and misleading outside. Okay, I got a picture of that. When I drove to Las Vegas last year and drove back, I know I went through there and I took uh, a photo or some video real quick of the arch. So yeah, I I could have threw a rock at your house. Lord have mercy. Okay. We didn't have time to stop anyway. We was rolling and we was trying to get back so we could vote. Not that that did a lot of good. Okay, let's see. Because that was when we got back. I was there for about 3 months. I had to take care of a relative that passed home. And we were there about 3 months and then drove back to get back before the election in November of 2024. Like I said, I'm glad I was able to do it, get back and vote, but it didn't do much good. Okay. Yes, Six Bowl said, I have some rhodium and my friend was laughing at me. I was like, whatever. Laughing about what? I think I know, but you're gonna have to tell me what he or she was laughing at. What's wrong with folks? Okay. Let's see. Okay, Teasy says, I flew into the airport that's close to Brooklyn. Um, I love Brooklyn, Times Square and Staten Island ferry ride. Okay. Maybe you flew into Newark. Newark Liberty. Does that ring a bell? Because it's New Jersey, but really, TV, it's right across the river, right across the Hudson River, a bridge. You probably went across the George Washington Bridge. Um, and that's where that airport is. I was just there this past weekend on Friday. I went to go visit one of my old pastors. He had a seminar there in Newark at the what hotel was that? Oh, I think it was the Hilton Airport Hotel. Very nice hotel. And have you all ever heard of Pastor Creflo Dollar and Pastor Taffy Dollar? They were my pastors for 9 years when I lived in that area in Lawrenceville, right outside of Atlanta. And so they wrote me and said that they were coming. And so I was so glad to get down there, and the seminar was awesome. They talked all about the gospel of grace and how, because of what he's preaching now, that he lost a lot of friends, he lost a lot of the congregation, but that he's not concerned with, I guess you would call it, approval addiction any longer. And so Joseph Prince out of Singapore called him and talked to him, and he didn't even know who he was because they're not close like that. And when he talked to him, he said how proud he was of him, that he finally is coming around to the gospel of grace and how the teaching has to be different. Because Pastor Dollar said that for decades he has taught wrong. He didn't realize. And a lot of people still don't realize, or they realize, but they don't want to lose their congregation. So he's not concerned with that anymore. He talked against tithing. He said, that is not a part of something that we have to do. That is under the law. Now, God still is happy with a cheerful giver. So you have to give according to your heart and what the Holy Spirit tells you. And a lot of people broke with him on that. A lot of high profile pastors, because they want to keep that money coming in. And since he told the congregation, because I watch him every Sunday, that you don't have to do that. And that you only give, not out of guilt, but if you choose to. If you and Holy Spirit decide you want to give, you give, and you give what you want. It's no particular amount. And those people broke with him. He said they're doing even more. So he's doing more in the community now. They've been giving away, well, they always have, but they're even doing more, like giving away boxes of food, like for turkey dinners and things like for a family of 6. They're doing so much outreach. And so I was just glad, I just went on a rant right there, but I was just glad to be able to go down there and talk about how we have to be in the mind frame of letting people just be them. You don't have to argue with people about what you believe. I believe that I know that Christ died on the cross. He gave his life up for us, for our salvation, and that everything that he died for, that I've been given, and all I have to do is receive it. I believe that. Now, that's my belief. But I'm not going to argue with somebody else about it. It just is what it is, and I will try to live my life godly, not to say that I won't make mistakes, and never look down on people that do, and the ones that made the same mistakes that I did in the past. And that way I'm drawing them to my light if they choose to be drawn, and that's the way it is. Anytime I go through something, if I meet somebody that is going through the same thing I have experience in, then I open myself to share with them because I believe it can help. So enough of that. Let's see. Let's see. That's where I'm at, close to Grayson, Loganville. Okay. The champ. Tay Weezy, thank you for coming in. I hope you're still here because I was just talking. It's nice to see you. And you should be past that mark that we were talking about last time, right? So now it's time for me to come back over there and play some more and of your content. And maybe I can catch you on a live stream doing a game I'm interested in. Okay, you guys. So let's see. I'm still waiting on those neck bones. And let me check on the sweet potatoes, okay? Okay, they're still going good. Glad about that. And now my husband, let me tell y'all something else. Now see, this is my mistake. And I didn't think about it. Now, when you count on other people, okay, when you count on other people, it can screw you up. And I know better, but I had some other things I was doing this morning. So now, my husband and I talked last night before we went to bed. And I wanted to make sure we finalized today's menu. Well, we did that. And then I wrote down the things that we didn't have. And he said, okay, I'll go and pick those up in the morning. I said, okay, fine. And he had a doctor's appointment, or had, at 1 p.m. So he said, I'm going to go and pick those things up in the morning before everybody gets out there. And then once I'm done with that, then I'll go to my doctor's appointment and then I'm on my way home. Okay, so what time is it? It's 4:11 where I'm at. 4:11 East Coast time. Just looked out the window. He's still not here. So you know what that tells me? He either was doing something he didn't need to be doing, or he was taking too long. Because when he goes to the store, let me tell y'all, this is something about compromise in a marriage or a relationship. Okay? You have to know people for who they are, and then don't get upset about it. Because that's what I was doing just a few minutes ago. Because I'm looking at the clock. Now, I have my own schedule. But my schedule is not my husband's schedule. So I was depending on him to, number one, not have the neck bones in the freezer, and also to have the ingredients that I need to make some things that he threw on the menu at the last moment, and a few things that I needed to actually get going. Because I don't like to be cooking on Thanksgiving. I want to finish this up today. I wanted to start yesterday and didn't get started. So I waited on him. Now I'm still waiting. And I'm waiting on, the only thing I have ready right now is getting ready are the sweet potatoes. So I can't do the macaroni and cheese because he's not here. So that means that he's probably at the store now because the doctor's appointment, yeah, it doesn't take 2 hours. So that means that he's walking around these stores, looking around, and he is the type of person. Okay. When I like to browse, if I have somebody going with me, I will tell them, listen now, I'm going to the mall, but I want to browse. I don't want to just walk in one store, get this, and then leave. But I let them know. My husband will hold you hostage, okay, if you go to the store with him. And then we go to someplace else. And then we go, or he stays too long in here. And I'm like, you know what? I got some things that I had planned on doing. I didn't know you wanted to just stay out all day and all night long. So many times I won't go to the store with him. I won't go out with him unless we get it straight up front. Where you going? How long are you going to be? Are you planning on staying out all day? Okay. And then that way there's no argument. None at all. So that's what he's doing now. I can guarantee it, y'all. I'm glad he not watched my channel. I don't care. I can guarantee you he's probably at Sam's Club looking around talking, looking to buy something that we don't need. And it's probably, it's 4 o'clock, it's probably a mess up in there. And it's only going to get worse as the day or the evening progresses. Uh-oh, I dropped it. And I knew it was going to go. So I can guarantee that. So I'm stuck. Let's see what's else going on. Well, the only other thing I can see, I'm doing the macaroni and cheese. I'm doing the green beans and the white potatoes with the neck bones. And I'm doing the pies. And I got him bringing home some pie tins with the already, made crust in it. Not baked, just made. So I gotta wait on that. So I think I'm gonna get out of here and see what's going on. Oh, you couldn't come with me either. You sound like my sister. Why do you stay at the store so long? I look like a lot of things. You just gotta let me know, TZ, because I'm like, man, I got some stuff I'm trying to do. And then I was like, are you ready? Are you ready yet? Are you ready? Oh my God. And it's just on and on, just going down each and every lane. Jesus, that's too much for me. That is too much for me. But if I'm in the mood for that, let's say like if you're out, if somebody says let's go out shopping for Black Friday, well then I already know. I already know what's up, and I'm ready for it. So, Jesus. Well, I hope you have everything you need, Tigre, for everything that you're gonna make. Are you gonna make food for the family, or are you taking food someplace, or what are you doing for Thanksgiving? And what's on your agenda? What's on your menu? That's what I want to know. You guys, tell me what's on your menu. Then that way, maybe I'll look into that next time. Now I'm gonna tell you what's on my menu. Um, Turkey and dressing. Uh, Green beans, white potatoes with smoked neck bones, lima beans, and rice. Let's see, I have some rolls. I got to have my cranberry sauce. I got that. And I like the jellied one in the can. It's what I grew up on, and that's what I want. Sweet potato pies, pineapple upside down cake. Am I missing something? I feel like I'm missing something. Got the meat. My husband's gonna pick up a ham, spiral sliced ham. Okay, I think that's it. I don't think we're going all out like I've done in the past, because there's my refrigerator is not as large as it used to be. Like the refrigerator I had in Atlanta in my home was much larger, and it was a double sided refrigerator freezer. So this is a little bit different. I think I got it all. Let's see. Why was you timed out, TZ? Let's see. Why did he time you out? You didn't say anything wrong. I'll fix that. Let's see. Be right back. Gotta grab some things out the fridge. Love you, Miss Kim. Your personality is great. Love you too, baby. Too many emojis. Don't use more than 3 in a row. Yeah, 6 bowls. It's funny how they decide what they're gonna do and what they're not. Because then I've seen people put plenty of them. Like if I'm over talking with, let's say, like if I'm in Swoops live, or maybe Jamie is, and because I know when I speak to Jamie, sometimes I go, Jamie, yeah, and then I have all them emojis. Hey, it doesn't stop me. I don't know. It picks on certain people, but I'll remember that. 3 emojis. Oops, YouTube doesn't like it when we use certain words. Thanks for understanding. That's the only night by command it looks like she could have done. Yeah, it does. It does. You're right. You're absolutely right. So 6 bowls. I think, did we finally get connected on Instagram? I can't remember, because I wanted to be able to contact you and TV and a couple of other people who were interested in the diamond painting, because I'll probably do some I think I'm gonna be busy on yeah, I'll be busy all day tomorrow probably. I might go on a couple of people's lives, but Friday I might take some time. And I realize a lot of people aren't available on Friday. But I just go on and I do my thing because it's relaxing to me. And I have some Christmas ornaments for diamond painting that I want to get done. Want to get started on at least. Not yet. Okay. Okay. Well, I'm gonna wait for TZ to come back and then I'm gonna get on out of here. Let me check these neck bones. Okay, you know what? I think I can do it. Let me show you what I mean. So here's the neck bone, and see, I can kind of squeeze on it. So in the center it's probably still in there, but I think I'm gonna try it. I'm gonna let them sit maybe a couple of more minutes. Turn them over, and then I'm gonna get going and get started on that. So maybe I will. But so like I was saying, it is gray here, and I shouldn't have had to turn on a light. But if I didn't have a light on in this kitchen right now, you wouldn't even be able to see me. That's how bad it is. Shoot. So we're gonna get those green beans and white potatoes with the smoked neck bones ready. I'm gonna let them sit a couple of minutes longer, and then we'll go from there. That's what we're gonna do. So, Six Bowls, tell me what's on your menu. What are you making? And anybody else, tell me what you're making for Thanksgiving, or what you're going to eat for Thanksgiving. You know, whatever's on the menu, wherever you're going, let us know. Let us know. Okay. Let's see what is going on tomorrow. I'm gonna tell you what I'm gonna do tomorrow. I want to have everything that I need to prepare done tonight, and then tomorrow when I wake up, I don't normally eat breakfast on Thanksgiving unless I'm going someplace where the dinner is gonna be unusually late, like maybe 4 or 6 p.m. I prefer to have Thanksgiving preparations done and ready to eat by 2 p.m. What do you guys say about that? What time do you normally like to start, eating for your Thanksgiving meal? Also, uh, my son and my daughter decided that, well, they asked me, they said, well, you want to get together and you want to watch go to the movies, or you want to watch something from home? Because I have one football team that I follow, but on Thanksgiving, my husband watches football all day and all night long. So I'm just not going to be involved with it this year because I want to do some other things that are fun for me. So we're going to look at. I found out that there's a holiday special about Franklin. Do you guys remember on the Peanuts with Charlie Brown, the Charlie Brown Christmas specials with Snoopy? Do you guys remember the little African American boy named Franklin? I didn't know that Apple TV came out with a special about Franklin. So that's one thing that I'm going to be watching. Let's see. Probably going to watch some Schoolhouse Rock. Probably going to find a movie or two that is something traditional. Like my family always watched, some of the biblical movies like the Ten Commandments or Ben-Hur. Let's see what else. Prince of Egypt. Okay, that was a new thing. I think that came out in the 90s. So Prince of Egypt. Maybe some of those ones like Miracle on 34th Street, or what is the name of the one? A Wonderful Life, something like that. So we might do that, and then we might find an action thriller movie to watch, something that's new. So we're gonna be probably eating and snacking and watching TV and movies, and if my team is playing, whatever time that is. And by the way, my team is the Kansas City Chiefs. So they're having a hard time this year. But those are still my boys, and Patrick Mahomes is still number one. And I wish that Shannon was on here because he hates Kansas City. I think he's jealous of Patrick because he keeps saying that Patrick is a pretty boy. He thinks he's so cute. And what does he do to prepare his hair? And I'm like, I never said anything about Patrick being cute. I don't care that he's cute. I care that he's a doggone good quarterback. You know what I was gonna say. So, this year, after several years, the Broncos are doing so much better, and Shannon is in love with the Broncos. So, for those of you that don't know, I'm talking about NFL football teams. So we'll see. Now, my husband's team is the New York Giants. They're not doing well either. The Bears beat them, and the Bears, I still root for the Bears, but just not as much as I used to. Like, I was in high school when they won the Super Bowl. So, I might catch a glimpse of it, but I'm not going to watch the whole thing. Maybe if they're on while we're eating our meal, then maybe so. And you know what? This year, I'm not going to expect people to come to the dining room table or nothing like that. I'm just like, enjoy yourself, eat what you want, do what you want, because that's what I plan on doing. And eat where you want, and just enjoy and clean up behind yourself. Make sure. Matter of fact, I probably shouldn't do it, but I might even get a cat some turkey. But you're not supposed to feed them from the table, because if you start feeding them from the table, then that's what they want, and they snub their food. So what I can, and I believe that my husband has fed that cat, because what the cat will do is when we're cooking or we're sitting down at the table eating, we'll already have his food in place in his bowl, and he'll look at his food. Let me see what y'all got cooking over there. So he'll come over there and just sit there and watch us. And I'm assuming he's thinking, I'm going to catch somebody's eye and look sad enough where they're going to give me something, or, maybe they'll drop something on the floor and I'll run and get it real quick without them seeing me. So after we get through eating, or after we've, maybe sat down and ate long enough and he knows he's not getting something, then he'll finally go, oh, well. And then he'll go on over there to his bowl and start eating. So he definitely wants to eat when you eat. I guess that's like anybody, right? They see you eating, they want to eat too. So we'll see. All right. I think I'm going to start on these neck bones. That's what I'm going to do. Maybe I can get it done. Let's see. Before my camera runs out of juice. Okay. So I'm going to show you guys real quick. I think I'm going to plug up the camera, and then I'm going to show you guys how I get these neck bones ready for the green beans. And then we'll get on out of here. All right. So now I'm going to, I don't think I'm going to make enough for this big pot. So I got another pot I'm going to use. Remember what I said, everybody? People move things and move things. I'm so glad I got the pot that I wanted. This is the pot I'm going to use for the green beans and the white potatoes. So now what I have to do is I have to, I showed you the neck bone, but now it's important to get all of the impurities and the trash off of the neck bone. So you do have to clean that neck bone good. You have to use your hands to get in there, and all of that stuff will come off in the water. So I'm doing that. That's going to take me a minute, and then I'll be back as soon as I can. I'm going to show you what this one looks like that I showed you. See how it's cleaner? You don't have all of that trash on it. And you get, any place there's an opening, you get in there. Right, so I got that one. All right, got that one. I don't want to cook too many. I think I'm just going to use a pound. Well, you know what? What I'll do, just in case somebody else needs them, is I'm going to go ahead and cook these 2 pounds that I have. And then I'll take out maybe half of that so that my husband can use them with his lima beans. He might use ham hocks though. But anyway, they'll be there. And it won't be too many to go in the pot. I think I saw him driving past. And then, so it won't be too many in the pot to take place of the white potatoes and the green beans. I'll just take some out, and then when they're done, I can always put them on top. Okay. Whoop. Let me close these blinds because it's almost dark outside here. And people can see in, and I don't like that. So it's 4:35 here and it's almost dark. It'll probably be dark in another 10 minutes. Okay, let's see who we got. Okay. So now what I'm going to do is I have them right there. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to put enough water to cover them. then just to be sure, I always turn that first water off, pour it out. All right. So here we go. So okay, it's saying low power, so I gotta get plugged up. So now I'm gonna put those on the stove, get those ready. Ready? Okay, so those are going. And then, let's see, wash my hands. All right. Always wash your hands so you don't cross-contaminate. Now I'm getting ready to check on the baked potatoes. Oh, I said I need to go ahead and plug this phone up. Otherwise, y'all not gonna be able to see me. Ooh, the potatoes smelling good, y'all. All right, let's see if I can plug this up. And if I can't, then I'm gonna have to bid you guys adieu. Now let's see if this will reach. Oh man. I think it reached, you guys. Sounds good. Okay, so let me see. So I got those. Now I need to cut up my garlic and my onion. And see, if I normally did these videos, I probably would already have this stuff taken care of, like they do on the professional cooking shows. But that's okay. So I got my garlic. Now I gotta get my onion. And then I got my white potatoes. I won't need those for a while though. I'll be done before we do that. Here's the white potatoes. My onions. I'm gonna get the largest onion in here because this family loves onions. Okay, this one's pretty large. There's my onion. My onion. Okay. Check the chat. Goodness, I looked all over the house to find the bucket pants, only to find out they were in the cabinet above the stove. Right? I know. I'm going through the same thing. Okay, now let me get a good sharp knife. So I can start on my onion. I probably can get a better one than this. Whew. This one will do pretty well. Okay, let me show y'all something. A long time ago I started doing. Cutting that piece off. Because I know my mom does it a different way. She go ahead and she peels her onion before. But I learned this from a chef that I saw. So I started doing it. And then what she said is she just cut a little bit like to score it down the side. Okay? And she stuck her finger in it. And she just went around like that. Done. All right. Now I'm just cutting it up. And I'm staying away from it so I don't start crying. And when it gets close like that, I just take it. Before you get ready to come down on anything, you just want to make sure your fingers are out the way. So this is the bottom. My husband doesn't like that when he gets that in his mouth, so I'll get rid of that piece. And there we go. And that's pretty much, you know, the onion is gonna come apart anyway. And really, I think a half an onion is gonna be enough. So I will save this to go in something else. Now, if I was gonna make potato salad, that's what I would use that onion for. Okay, let's see. Check the chat. Okay, I'm good on the chat. Let me check the sweet potatoes. By the way, I wish I had all of this set up on my Amazon store, but they said that basically I can't get back in, and they done disabled it because they said that I haven't purchased anything in quite some time. And I'm like, okay, I don't use that seller's account or that influencer's account to buy anything, so why should that matter? Well, it does, because otherwise I was going to tell you guys that I love these. I purchased these a couple years back, and these have that material that you don't feel the heat in. So, you know, you have the normal ones that you can get at the dollar store. Got several of those. You know, like this, like this. But you know, if you got something really hot and you hold it for a period of time, the heat is gonna find its way through to your fingers. This one, I have two of them. It does not. I forgot the name of the material, but you guys know what I mean. And I even have a pot holder as well. I think I have two pot holders. I just can't pull out the pot holder right now, but I see the other glove. So I'm gonna check the potatoes right now. Woo, they smell good. Like I said, some people boil them. And, you know, you do what you want to do, but oh yeah. Okay, they're ready. Okay, let me bring them out to show you guys. See? So you can see some of it. The juices that come out, that's what we expected. And the way you tell is it's crispy on the top, and it's got space in between, and the fork goes down in it, and you can see that it's soft. So it's ready. And you see how I'm holding it? Now this came out the oven at 400, and I'm holding it and I don't feel the heat. So this is a good glove to go ahead and purchase. So I'm gonna go ahead and cut the oven off. And so they don't cook any longer, I got them in the oven, and the door is open. Okay, so these are awesome. Because any other glove that I would have used, the heat, I would have felt that heat almost right away. Okay, so that's done. I wish you guys were in the kitchen with me, because that's one thing that I do miss is having all of the women in the family in the kitchen. We had so much fun that way. So for the people who wanted to watch football, they could, and for the people that didn't, you know, they didn't have to. Because I like playing games. I like watching movies. I like playing cards. I like playing dominoes, Uno, you know, any kind of game like that. So now I got my garlic. And mostly to get flavor out of garlic, you smash it. You can still cut it. Because some people, like when I was a kid, I couldn't stand to get something like that in my mouth. You know, I'm like, oh, what's this? But as an adult, it doesn't matter to me. Cut that one before I smashed it. I was on the road. Okay. Okay. Then if you want it extra fine, you know, you can do like the chefs do. Put your hand on top of it. So it won't fly over the place. Okay. So that's good. So now we have our garlic. And we have our onion. Okay, so I'm gonna wait for that pot to start boiling. Once it starts boiling, I'm going to cut it on a simmer, and then I'm gonna put the onions and the garlic in, along with some seasonings. What I like to use for seasonings, I mean, you know, you don't have to. Let's see if I can get it. I like red crushed pepper. And I hope I didn't run out of it. But if I did, I'll just, yeah, I got some. Here we go. I was getting ready to say, y'all, I was getting ready to get upset. Now let me get the pepper. I use finely ground black pepper. Use a little bit of salt. Because you know it's already salt in the meat, so you got to be careful with that. Matter of fact, I wouldn't put no salt in it. I know my aunt does, but she's a salt eater. But I would wait and then see what the broth tastes like once it gets to cooking and getting seasoned. And then if you need extra salt, then do so. Next, I love this crushed pepper. So I got this crushed red pepper from Pizza Hut when I got a pizza one time. And I got this and the cheese for free because it was taking them so long to prepare the pizza. And they wanted to charge 99 cents a piece for these. And I was like, no, you can throw one of these in and the cheese in for free since I'm taking so long. And the man said, yes, ma'am. And he threw it in there. So I'll be using that. And let me check on those. Okay, it hasn't started boiling yet, but it's getting close. And sweet potatoes are still a little bit too hot for me to peel. So what I will do, I think, you guys, is I will end the live stream. And I appreciate so much for those of you who hung in here with me, those of you who talked with me while I was doing my thing, those of you that came in and said hi and left back out. I appreciate you so much. And what I'll probably do, I probably won't do another live, but I probably will do a video showing the finished products. So yeah, look for that. And for those of you who missed this one, when I do the finished product, I can do a video. Uh-oh, I saw somebody's big head. Hey! Oh, I couldn't get off the line fast enough because I was talking about you. Your ears must have perked up. And guess what? You're going to have to catch the replay to find out what it was that I said. How you doing? That's my little brother from another mother. You ain't funny. Shannon, I've been going through. Let me tell you what your brother did before I go. I had some smoked neck bones. I was getting ready to say oxtails. That's what was on my mind. That's what I really wanted to do instead of the turkey. But my husband really, really wanted the turkey. I was just like, okay, I know where I can get me some oxtails if I want. And I put them down in the refrigerator so they could thaw. Well, when I came down here getting ready to use them today, after one area that I worked on, then I found out that he put them in the freezer. Well, I don't know if he put them in the freezer, but somebody put them in the freezer. And I was hot. So I'm like, really? So I had to thaw them out before I could use them. And now everything's okay. And I got them on the stove about ready to boil. I think I hear them boiling. But on my menu, I'm gonna tell you what's on my menu, and I need you to tell me what's on your menu for tomorrow, okay? I got turkey and dressing. Now, strangely enough, my husband, he would normally do the turkey. That's his thing. I believe I can make a turkey better than him, but nevertheless, he does the turkey. And I normally do the dressing, but this time he wanted to do the dressing. So I said, okay, so that means we're gonna need some cornbread, and he was just like, what? We don't need no cornbread. I'm like, you don't need no cornbread? No. I said, oh boy. Then he said, I already got the mix. The mix. He's got some kind of mix for, and see, I don't call, as soon as you say a mix, I'm like, it's not dressing. It's not dressing. Yeah. So he's gonna use this mix, and I said, well, are you gonna use the, the innards of the turkey? He was like, yeah, I do that. I said, okay. And then I said, well, what else you gonna use? He was like, what do you mean? I said, well, what are you gonna use to season it? Well, the seasoning is already in it. I was just like, Lord, help me, Jesus. Help us, help us. So I said, well, what do you do to make your dressing moist? Because see, he's trying to do things like he said, oh, my mama was a Southern cook, and da 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 da, and all of that. I'm like, okay, yeah. And your point is, hey, View, Coloring View is in the house, and we're just talking about these little things that I go through with my husband. So he wants to make the dressing. So I said, well, what do you do to make it moist? And he said, water. I said, water? He said, yeah. Tiggy says, happy Thanksgiving, everyone. Later. Bye, Tiggy. Thanks for hanging in with me. Make sure you put the pictures or video or whatever you're going to do. But if you're going to put it on your community page, please, 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 please tag me. Remember to tag me. I would love to see it and share it. So I'm like, okay, because I use other things. Like I use the broth from when I cook the innards. I boil the innards, and then I use that broth, and then I use some cream of mushroom and cream of celery. And then when I said the seasonings, when he was like, it's already in it, and I'm thinking like I use sage, because you can't have dressing without sage. And that's just my opinion. This is just one girl's opinion. So I said, okay, you know what? I'm still going to have a great day. I'm still going to have a great evening. It's all right. It's all right. And so he's going to do the dressing. And you know what? I'm okay with it. I'm a little bit afraid, but I'm okay with it. Oh, who's that? Hey, Mona. Sifting Soil and More. Listen, there's a lot of you in here that may not know each other. And if you don't, you can do what Nightbot says and type in I love bling, all one word, and he will drop your link. So we're going to see how that works out with that. But so he said he was going to do the turkey and the dressing. And him, let's see, he and my son said that they wanted me to make the macaroni and cheese because they love my macaroni and cheese. I said, okay. And I know when macaroni and cheese is hitting because my husband won't eat everybody's macaroni and cheese. And his own sister said when she tried it, she was like, oh, girl. She said, now, I know my mama made the good macaroni and cheese. She said, but you the only one I met that make a macaroni and cheese that I did my own mother. And so then my husband was like, I don't know. She's like, oh, you always on mommy's side. You know, kind of like Everybody Loves Raymond. He was gonna never let that go. So she was like, So people always ask me to make the macaroni and cheese when I go to different events. Problem is, macaroni and cheese, do y'all know that's one of the most expensive items that you can make and bring? That can get up there, especially if you don't catch those items on sale. So, sure, Shannon is wishing everybody a happy Thanksgiving. So, I'm going to do the green beans and the white potatoes. Got to have white potatoes. And I got smoked neck bones to go in there. They're on the stove right now. I'm getting ready to put my garlic and my onion in. And then I got the rest of my seasonings right here. And so I'll get the meat ready. I'm going to simmer those until they're ready. And then I'm going to I got to come here and I got to cut up the potatoes. The potatoes are next. Get the potatoes ready to go in there. And then after the potatoes are almost done, then I'm going to throw the green beans in there. And this time, okay, I've never done this before, I'm using frozen green beans. I usually pick my own, my family call them snap beans, you know, but just string beans. And, you know, because you snap them, snap off the end and everything, cut it down the middle, have your green beans. But I'm using frozen, so I have to be careful with the amount of water that I have in there because I got to put those in there, and those are going to give, you know, some water from them being frozen. So we'll see how that goes. Let's see what's going on. Okay, sure, Shannon, sure, speaking to TV. And then I already said I'm making the macaroni and cheese. And then my husband wanted lima beans and rice. So what I may do is just instead of me doing the lima beans, I'll let him do the lima beans because he wants to make them like his mother used to make them. And I don't want to deal with that this year. But he wants me to make the rice because he says I make rice perfectly. So I'll do the rice for him. And then I'll make the pineapple upside down cake as well. Let's see, what am I missing? I think that's it. He said he might bring home a spiral sliced ham. If he does that, then, you know, I'll prepare the glaze for that, you know, and put that in the oven a little bit before we eat, and so it can glaze up. But did I say sweet potato pies? I'm making those too. Okay? So I think that's enough. I really do. It's only going to be 4 of us. You know, my son's not going to cook. I don't want him up under me in the kitchen. I don't want my husband up under me. That's the reason I was trying to get everything done that I could with what I had before he got here, because he's going to want, well, he can cook the turkey overnight because he doesn't sleep over 5-6 hours anyhow. So he'll be able to do that. Let's see. Shannon, I'm a pro at mac and cheese. You know what my son calls it? Black mac. He loves some baked macaroni and cheese. And I'm like, it's not. What do you mean, black mac? And I'm like, what you're really trying to say is that the macaroni and cheese that you get out at the restaurant, you know, I'm like, it doesn't have a color on it. It's just that they're not taking the time to make it like that. Now, if you go to a soul food restaurant, then yes, that's what you expect. Baked macaroni and cheese, you know? TV is speaking to Mona. I thought you was gone, TV. And, but I'm glad you hung around. And I'm like, and you know, sometimes even the soul food restaurants will cut corners and you could tell, wait a minute, this ain't really baked macaroni and cheese. What's up with this? You know, but they have enough in it, probably eggs, and they might have put, God forbid, some cornstarch or something in it to kind of like hold it together so they can mimic looking like baked macaroni and cheese, but it's not. Later, you all gotta start working on my cake. Okay, Cheesy, have a good time with that, okay? And don't forget, if you didn't hear me, make sure that you post it and tag me on your community page, okay? If you don't want to do that, just send it to me on IG. I want to see it and share it. Mona's talking to TZ. You gonna send me some pictures of your mac and cheese, Kim? I always send you pictures of the mac and cheese so you can, wish you were here. You and Jennifer could have drove up too. What is it? How many miles? That'd be a good little drive, though. That'd be a good little drive. But yeah, people are always welcome at my home for Thanksgiving or anytime else, as long as you let me know ahead of time. That'd be good, because I wanted to. When I was going to Houston a lot, that's before I really knew, got to talk to Mona a lot. I didn't realize how many people, including Mona, that I knew that was in the Houston area. And I'm like, but I haven't been in the past. This will be the third Thanksgiving that I won't be there. I think the last time I went, see, this is 25, so 24, 23, 22, 22, 23, 23, 23, 24. Okay, so the last time I was there, I think was 22. Yeah, 2022, because let's see. No, it was 2023, I think. And then in 24, something came up. My cousin passed, and I was out there. So yeah, the last time I was there was 2023. And then we didn't go 24, and we're not going this time, 25. So this will be the second year that I didn't go. But yeah, I love to go out and check people. I was in such a rush to get back to vote in 2024 that I drove through Indianapolis. The only thing I could do was throw a rock at Shannon, because Shannon was at work, and I went right past the stadium that he was working at, So we was going so fast. I took a big old rock, like almost like a boulder, and I just chucked it out the window at it. And I was like, "Hey, Shannon," and Patrick too. And Shannon said, "Was that you? I thought I heard something hit the side." It sure was. So, if I had time, I would have stopped. Not that coming back to vote really did any good. But I hate to say that, because then there's people who won't think that their vote means anything. It's important to vote. And the more people that say, "Oh, it's okay, I always vote," then the more people can have the possibility of losing by a short margin. So we ran home. We drove nonstop almost to get back from Las Vegas to Mid-Hudson Valley, New York. And then I think we got back around midnight. And then at 7 a.m., I was back up ready to get dressed to go and vote. So that's what that was about. All right, let me check on these. Yep, they're boiling. So now I'm going to turn it down to a simmer. And I'm going to put my onions and my garlic in. Garlic. Now it's time for the onion. And I clean as I go, you guys, because you don't want a dish full of sink rather full of dishes. Okay. I'll put my pepper, gonna hold on the salt, and my red crushed pepper in. And unfortunately, I can't tell you how much I'm putting in because I don't measure like that. I just cook just from what I remember. So I guess I would say if you put enough pepper, just to halfway cover the top, not too much, just, you know, so it shouldn't be fully covering it. And then I put my red pepper in there, put, I don't know, maybe about a teaspoon. And then I get my big spoon. Now this is my grandmother's spoon. I keep it. It has great sentimental value to me. It's just a stainless steel spoon, but I love it. My husband has different spoons that he has, slotted spoons and things. Whoop. Slotted spoons and things of that nature. You know, I use it when I have to, but this is the one. You'll be surprised how much things have sentimental value to you. Okay, so I just stirred everything up. And I guess I can show you guys what it looks like before I get off the live. Those sweet potatoes ought to be warm enough where I can, cooled off enough rather, where I can peel them. Maybe I'll do that. This is the way I test to see how hot something is. Look. So make sure it's not too hot for the table. Make sure that when you're touching one type of food that you don't cross-contaminate it with the other. I need to get my bowl. And the plate. All right, let's see. All right, you guys. Thank you so much for the 4,000 people that are in the live. I'm going to go ahead and start on these sweet potatoes. Got me something good to drink in my cheetah cup, Oh, look at that. You can smell the juices. And this is, like I was saying, this is how you can tell when the sweet potato is ready. See, it's like there's air underneath the skin, so the skin has separated. And then when I stuck my fork in, you could feel that it was soft on the inside. Soft and slightly firm. So that turned out really good. Okay, so now I'm getting ready to cut these and I'm out. So you guys take care. Thank you so much for coming and hanging out with me. Love you guys much. God bless. I hope that if I don't see you on one of your lives or, one of mine soon, that you guys have a blessed Thanksgiving season tomorrow and the next few days. I hope you guys have fun while you're doing it. And I hope that everything that you touch turns to gold. Okay? God bless you all. Have a great one. Yay! And I will talk to you in due season. Bye-bye.